Hey. How you guys doing today? This is our first reaction video on this channel. And of course, I'm new to this stuff. So we're going to try to do our best to make it interesting and consistent. Okay. So we're going to be reacting today about this beautiful lady that you guys see here. Uh, Age of 40 years old, unemployed. And from the first few minutes that I watched this video before I decided to do um, this recording, she's. Let's just watch the video, y'all.
No money, no savings, no career, no solid plan, and definitely no idea what I'm doing. I'm not where I imagined I would be at this age, or I'm definitely not where someone my age should be. I look around at people my age who seem to have things figured out, who seem to just know what they should be doing, even the ones who had to pivot and figure out something else, and they did. I really admire that. For me, I barely finished high school. I hate to.
So you see, she's a very attractive young woman, 40 years old. I'm 52, and to see her sit here and say, she barely finished high school. I mean, a lot of times it's influence, right? What kind of influence you have around you and can determine sometimes your life direction if you don't have nobody to push you, especially if you want to do certain things in your life. Now, of course, like I said, I want to see the first few minutes. I've been seeing the video past this point.
School with a passion. It was difficult for me. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do. Um, I I don't want to talk too much about it. I I thought I was gonna be a superstar. Okay. I was doing music, I was singing, and then all of a sudden I just stopped. I just stopped doing it, I let it go. And I don't want to talk too much about it because it will make me emotional.
So why did she stop? Like I said, I didn't make it this far in the video before I decided to do a reaction to this video. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons, child or, you know, bad relationship, bunch of different things. Not a lot of support from family members or spouse or whatever, but we're going to find out.
But I just let it go and I just stopped. And sometimes I feel like, what if that was my path? And I just threw it away. And that's why any other path I've been on has not really worked out. Because that's what I should have, I don't know. And I don't like to think about it, and I don't really want to talk about it further. But yeah, right after I stopped that, I came to the US and I went through my immigration process, which some of you may know about if you've watched previous videos. And it
So I have no idea what the other process is. I need to find that video and go back and look at some of her other videos after we finish with this to kind of get more details on her and what happened. Because it seemed like whatever happened, either she got married or came here as a kid or whatever, and it kind of changed the whole trajectory of her life.
took a really, really long time. A long time to wait for something, and it definitely slowed me down and it humbled me in a way that I don't like. I don't know how to explain it, but it was just waiting for something and not being able to move forward. It did something to me that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm slowly trying to get out of that feeling. I just feel like it put a pause on my life, and I was just watching life happen without me. But let me just say, everything in this has been my choice. And sometimes I think I'm making the right choice, but it turns out maybe it wasn't. And I have to live with that, whatever it comes with. But because I don't really like school, I've tried different things, right? Like I had decided, oh, like I could do classes, short classes. So I decided to do real estate classes. I did the exam, passed the exam, got my real estate license. And then the more I pursued that, the more I realized this is not for me. I don't
Yeah, a lot of people think they can just, go and get a real estate license, and of course, and that's it, and you just gonna have the money coming in. You know, being a real estate agent is kind of being like a salesperson. You have to sell yourself, and she have the best, thing going for her is she's beautiful. Okay, and I don't know how tall she is, but from her face, she's a beautiful woman. So that's the one selling point. So getting clients, of course, you might be getting clients for the wrong reason too sometimes, because people see you beautiful, they just want to meet you and they do whatever. But you have to be able to sell yourself as an agent. Except you in a new community where they're building new properties where you don't have to do nothing and people come to you. That's completely different. I think for a newer agent, if you can get into a situation like that, it's best because you're getting commission for things that you're not doing anything. You people coming in, you selling them the house, the home, right? And you getting commission based on your sales. I have a friend of mine who does the same thing, and she making a killing. She even tried to get me to do that, but I'm not the one who will be sitting in somebody's office. I like to travel, and of course, if I can travel, then of course it's not for me.
have the personality to chase leads and then close leads and sell dreams. It's just not me. So that was unfortunate because I was excited about it. I'm like, oh, look, I think I found something. That didn't work out. Then I was working for a home insurance company and I was like, oh, I should get my home insurance license and be a home insurance agent. When I was speaking to my supervisor about it, she was like, you can make really good money, but it's one of the most stressful jobs. She did it for so many years. It's so hard dealing with the customers. Her hair would fall out, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want that kind of stress. So that kind of threw me off. And I was like, okay, maybe not that either. And I'm like, what classes or skills should I be going out there and learning? I just haven't found the thing for me yet. But I know that
See, I don't know, but for me, I'm looking at this. I'm saying she have no direction. Who is leading this woman? Right from the time she got to the U.S., I don't know how old she was. I don't know how long she's been here, but who is leading her? What she haven't say, my spouse or my boyfriend says I should do this, or is everything what she's doing, or her dad or her brother is everything on her own.
other than going back to another mundane job, I need a career. I need something that I feel good about and want to go out there and do and won't feel miserable doing it. You could find work that I think that you just you, I feel like the bar is low and the goal is to just not be miserable, right? But with all that, I just feel like I'm just here with no idea of where to go from here. And I don't like that. I just feel unfulfilled. Like, what is the point of all this? Why are we here? What does this all mean? And sometimes I think that none of this even matters at all. And then I feel guilty, feel
Man, just looking at her, and I don't even know the want to listen to the whole thing because I mean it's kind of frustrating. She have an opportunity of a lifetime. And a lot of people, foreigners, right, coming from outside the U.S., they've been told that everything is so easy. You can just get a job. You can just do this. You can just do that. And it's not always the case. And when you get here, you realize there's certain steps, especially when you're doing stuff legally. Now, if you just coming in and you got your boy Johnny who got a job at a construction site where you're getting paid under the table, you're just doing that. But of course, she's a woman, so she needs something to fulfill her. She don't have no education, barely finished high school. So of course, that opportunity, especially in the U.S., it'll be tough. Now, call centers, she probably speak multiple languages. I don't know, but let's get back to the video.
In that. And I do feel guilty saying that I have nothing because I do have a lot of love and a lot of support. And I am healthy and strong and I'm not alone. So I feel this guilt like, how dare I even feel this way? I don't know, it's weird. Even now, like, if you have been following my journey, you know that I quit my job. It's been about 5 months now. Also, my choice. So it's not like I got laid off. I decided to leave the job because I was miserable. And even now, like, I've had so much time on my hands to figure out something and build. And I mean, I've tried a few things, but nothing has really worked yet. And it makes me feel a way like, do I not have that chip in my brain to start something, figure it out and do it, create a business? And it's like, I have an entrepreneur feel.
Oh my days. Being an entrepreneur is one of the most difficult things out there to do because you are on your own. There is no guarantee paycheck, right? You can go to work and you know at the end of the day you work 8 hours, you're gonna get paid for 8 hours based on your salary. But when you're working for yourself, if you're not out there hustling and getting jobs or appointments or whatever you need, what kind of business you're doing, you're not making money. So you're just out there spending money and wasting your time. You know, and sometimes everybody want to open a business. I mean, you can open a business like saying I'm opening a business. In America, you don't have to have you know or EIN number. You don't have to have that. You can run a business on your social security number. It's not the best way to do it, but you can do that. You know, hey, she said she got support, but what kind of support?
Like, I feel like I shouldn't be working for someone, I should have my own thing. But if I was, shouldn't I have figured it out yet? And that bothers me. Because then what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing really? And it's not even just thinking of myself. It's, I have a child and I'm an excellent mother. And I'm also failing as a mother because I'm failing at life. I don't have a manual for this. I'm not doing good at it at all. And how can I be the mother that my child deserves if I don't even know what the hell I'm doing? And that kills me. But I
You see, sometimes I think when I was going to university, my mother wanted me to be a pharmacist, right? That's what she wanted me to do. She wanted me to be a doctor, a pharmacist. And of course, in the beginning, I was like, okay, I would do it until I got to college and realized that it wasn't for me because the school I went to, biology for pre-med was difficult. Pre-med was difficult. You had to do a pre-med major to go through certain degree program, and I was a pre-med major. Freshman year was a breeze, okay, except for anatomy and physiology. Sophomore year was a breeze, except for anatomy and physiology. I couldn't pass that class because I couldn't figure out the teacher, so I wasn't studying properly. I was going to notes and stuff and in the class, and for tests, she would bring stuff from the book, and I wasn't reading the book, and it took me 2 semesters to figure it out. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. Right? Calculus, physics, all those classes, I was killing them. Anatomy and physiology, I couldn't pass. And after that, I realized I'm like, I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to do something in the technology field. So I decided I would be a medical technologist, right? And I just had to finish what I was doing and then go to UMS, University of Arkansas Medical Center. That's cool. But all of that changed. I ended up doing something completely different. But And it took a friend to invite me. He said, "Man, I'm going to this class. You should come, and you might like it." And he wasn't wrong, and that changed my whole life.
I have to figure it out. I have to figure it out. I have to create something, build something. I have to get a job. I have to, because I need income to take care of myself and my family. But every time I think of going to another mundane job, I literally think of, there's so many bugs. I literally think of the artist that sold a sculpture, the artist that sold an invisible sculpture for, I think, $18,000. I think. Louis Vuitton is selling a bag as, or has sold, whatever, is selling a bag as small as a grain of salt for $63,000, and people buy it. There are people out there selling feet pics and making bank. I got pretty feet.
You want
There's
something?
a girl out there who's selling her braids. After she wears her braids, she takes them out. People buy them. I wear some braids.
She got a sense of humor, but you're not gonna do no foot pick. Like I said, I don't know if you're married or not, but you're not doing no foot pick or whoever you with. They're not. If you're my woman, I'm not gonna allow that. And if you're my woman, you don't need to work anyway. But it is what it is.
There is a girl out there who's selling farts in a jar and making thousands of dollars per jar. Brother,
She is funny. She is
oh,
very, very funny.
look at this. Oh my God. Do you see this? This is my invisible sculpture of a bird. Not just any bird, it's a hummingbird. Dr. Bird. You see how long the tail is? I'll sell it to you. Look at the colors. Beautiful. I'll sell it to you. 23 grand. It's not bad. It's a hummingbird. You know how hard it is to fry? And maybe that's just enough for today. I'm just doing my best, y'all. I'm just doing my best.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly that she don't have a direction in her life, and she don't have the right person in her life to help her get to that next level. Because sometimes you have to have somebody, that invests in you. And when I talk about investing in you, it's not always about money. It's about helping you find what you need to do, right? Always, she been out of work for 5 months, right? That she quit a job that she didn't like. So clearly, she don't need the money because somebody's providing. But guys, like and share. Let me know what you guys think. Post in the comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have a good one. Peace.